one of the most beautiful and extravagant places in the world, where millions of tourists come to Moscow every year just to see it, the beating heart of Moscow. This is the Red Square. In this video, we'll wander around the Red Square together and visit one of the awe-inspiring architectural wonders of the world. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Before entering this magnificent square, first, you must pass through the Resurrection Gate. Upon entering, the bronze plaque marking Russia's Kilometer Zero will surely capture your attention. All distances from Moscow are measured from this mark. During the reign of Tsars, this mark had been formerly located in St. Petersburg and was moved to the current location in 1995. People can stand in the center of the mark and toss a coin over their left shoulder. Whoever manages to toss their coin over one of the 4 bronze plaques will make their wish come true. In 1931, the gate was demolished in order to make more room for tanks of the red-clothed Soviet Army's military parades. But in 1995, the gate and the chapel were reconstructed. Entering the gate, you are faced with an outstanding view of Red Square's vast landscape and a beautiful building with colorful domes, which seems it had jumped out of a fairy tale. To the right, we can see the State Historical Museum of Russia, which was constructed on Alexander II's orders. Here stands the Kazan Cathedral, built to celebrate victory over the Polish and regaining Moscow. The Russian army was led by war heroes Lenin and Pozhansky, whose statues adorned the front of St. Basil's Cathedral. Although the cathedral was demolished by Soviet authorities in 1936, in 1990 it was restored to its former glory using old pictures as reference. This extravagant building is the GUM department store. The 120-year-old building gives the square an enticing nightlife. On many cultural or seasonal events, numerous lights and decorations light up the display of this historical department store and capture the pedestrians' attention. Right in front of GUM Mall rests the leader of October Revolution and the father of Soviet Union. The layout of the building was actually inspired by Cyrus the Great's tomb. In 1924, after Lenin dies in age 53, his body gets preserved and taken care of in the early versions of the tomb. Nearly over 3 million tourists visit the embalmed body of Lenin every year. Behind the mausoleum and near the Kremlin wall, you can find the resting place of all Soviet leaders, all except Khrushchev. Names like Yuri Gagarin, the first ever cosmonaut, and John Reed, the American journalist and the author of 10 Days That Shook the World, can also be seen in this mausoleum. The tale of Red Square coming to existence begins from the late 15th century to early 16th. In the beginning, this place was only a marketplace for sales and merchandise. And so it earned the name Torg, which means market. The square is approximately 73,000 square meters wide. Back in the day, the Kremlin walls were painted white, and only the two towers, Spasskaya and Nikolaskaya, always remained red. Eventually, the other walls turned red as well. In 1493, Ivan III issued a ban for any construction in a radius of a cannon's shot from the Kremlin walls, leading to demolishing of many buildings nearby and digging a moat for defense. In result of the number of wood instructions and frequent fire incidents, the square was nicknamed Požar, meaning fire. In time, with the establishing of trade centers and business suites, the square became the word beautiful. Beautiful in an older version of the Russian language is Krasnaya, which its recent definition is red, thus the name Redsquare. By order of Tsar Alexei Mikhailovich, starting from year 1661, all documentations were to mention the square by that name only. The annual World War II Victory Parade on May 9th takes place in this very square. On other days, many festivals and seasonal celebrations are held in the central area. Surely the dream of every travel enthusiast is to see the St. Basil's Cathedral and to take a nice picture in front of it. This construction was commissioned by Ivan the Terrible from 1555 to 1561 in order to celebrate the victory against the Kazan Tatar forces. No matter from which angle you look at the elegant and vibrant domes, the amount of skills put into the structure keeps you awestruck. There resides a legend regarding the cathedral, that Ivan the Terrible was so baffled by the artistry of the cathedral, he had the builders blinded so that they could never create anything to compare. But of course, this is only a legend. According to documents, 25 years after the construction of the cathedral, different parts were added by the same builders. Exactly 5 years after Ivan's death. In 1610, the united forces of Polish-Lithuanian army managed to invade Moscow and Kremlin Palace. Following on November 4th of 1612, the leaders of the Russian militia, Dmitry Pozharsky and Kuzma Minit, conquered and repelled the Polish. Built by Nizhny Novgorod soldiers, this statue was supposed to be erected in the same city as well, due to Minit and Pozharsky's original heritage belonging to that city. However, by the orders of Tsar Alexander I, the statue was erected in the Red Square, where Lenin's mausoleum occupies today. The circular platform, which stands before St. Basil's Cathedral, was used for royal proclamations to the crowds gathered on Red Square, as well as war and peace proclamations. Spasskaya Tower is located in the southern wing, which overlooks the Red Square. One of the noticeable features of the tower is the massive clock installed on it, announcing every new hour with a melodic harmony echoing in the area.